It's Anna at Mimsy's Garden. Welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd take you through the cottage garden, which is absolutely wild. I can tell you that it is growing like crazy. It's producing, and I am thrilled. It keeps raining, and things keep growing. Wild and beautiful. There's a whole lot going on in Mimsy's garden. We've got cucumbers and zinnias, green beans, tomato plants and pepper plants, and sacrificial collards, drowning okra, garlic that needs to be out of there, but it's too wet to pull. A few more little okra plants, young squash plants that have been producing a lot. And there's still things that need to be harvested this evening. Lots of little tomatoes. A melon vine that's starting to blossom. Miss Liberty. Some peppers. Got some pepperoncinis started. And jalapenos coming in. Lots of spaghetti squash down in there. Weeds. Many weeds that need to be got out. Onions. Peppers. And I think we're gonna finally need to shoot a little fertilizer to this squash plant. Is starting to yellow. It's been getting a lot of water. And it's produced a lot, but there's still more to come. Asparagus. And some little cucumbers, little munchers. Those others were pickling cucumbers. Got some container cosmos. Other peppers. Oh, and there's a muncher that's ready to be picked. I see it. The Creole tomatoes are doing really well. And the basil. Got a few leaves that need to be removed. Lots of water. We've been getting heavy rains. So we're gonna find where that goes and get that out of there. There we go. As you can see, there's tomatoes coming on, and the dogs are cutting up sunflowers. That'll be blooming soon. And some zucchini that needs to be harvested. More little tomatoes. It's a different kind. Some little bell peppers. And this was on the spaghetti squash, but I'm not sure what that is. It's not the typical full spaghetti like that. And this thing, there's another one over here. I guess it's cross-pollinated with something. But this spaghetti squash is invasive. It's taking even over the trellis, as you can see, coming on up. We've got some rattlesnake green beans over here. And my compost pile is being invaded by weeds. Let's see if I can wiggle my way through all this spaghetti squash without hurting it. Nice look at the dirt, huh? These wild tomatillo type ground cherries are insane. Out here we have some poblanos, some wildflowers, the rattlesnake beans going up the trellis, some more yellow squash, lots of blooms in there, tomato plants in buckets. It's just looking really good. More ZZ tops. Zinnias. We call them ZZ tops because of Zach Stiver's Zach's zinnias. So for years now, every time I plant zinnias, I think about Zach and Jen and the kiddos. More squash. It's just growing like crazy. And I've not added any more fertilizer. I've kind of been scared to, but I do see a few places that need a little bit greening back up. We've just gotten so much rain. It's been incredible. I told a family member, I honestly feel like if this was the last garden that I ever got to plant, I'd die happy. It has been magical to see how well things go in the raised beds. Got dogs jumping on me. This is Gus. He is one of my long-haired Dachshunds. Gus is 6 years old. And he is a silvered apple. I call Gus the lover boy. He loves everybody. Liberty, not so much. Roxy, my red sable, barks at everybody until they pick her up. And then she's fine and happy until they put her back down. Farm life. So we've been hatching chicks and some American breasts and some Bielefelders, and I got some black copper Morans, the French black copper Morans going, and got a few of those. Got a lot of roosters. Okay, Gussie. Got a lot of roosters that will be taken care of this fall. Oh, goodness. But I wanted to say about the garden, as far as being able to tell the difference at this point between the mushroom compost and the black cow, I can't. There's not any difference. Now, the squash, the patty pan squash over there, the scallop squash that needs some nitrogen, the reason being, I believe, is because that bed did not have any black cow or mushroom compost. It did have a little bit of chicken fertilizer and rabbit manure, but not much. Not like these beds here. So I definitely recommend mushroom compost. I mean, it's always been my favorite thing to use, especially like when hilling potatoes, those kind of things. It just made things easier instead of having to get out and actually hill. I would just pour a bag over it because I was doing a small space. Now, you know, when you're doing large gardens, that's not feasible. It's not practical. Doesn't make sense to do that at all. I will say that probably just using the chicken fertilizer or the rabbit manure would be enough. You know, as long as you got some good topsoil and good compost that you're making yourself from kitchen scraps, things like that. Those are good things. Something else that I didn't do it in every bed, I did it in the garlic bed, was when we butchered chickens this early spring or winter time. It was cold, it was winter. The drained nutrients, the red nutrients that are drained, I diluted that with water and then poured that in that bed. And so that was a big nitrogen boost for that garlic. And so just be resourceful. You can get potassium from banana peels and things like that. You can use other leaves. You can make comfrey tea, or add it in your compost if you can grow that. I don't know why I've never been successful at growing that here. Mullein is growing, but not comfrey. So strange. But anyway, maybe I should try my hand at mullein and comfrey again. Hadn't done it in a while since OAG, the old Alabama gardener, had sent me some. He sent it in July though, and it burned in the mailbox, so it didn't have a chance, the roots. And then I ordered some from Heirloom Permaculture, and I don't know what I did to that. It didn't work either, so I kind of gave up. But that's been a couple years, so I'm ready to try again. If you're not growing herbs or medicinal herbs, there are avenues to get those in bulk. Some people use Azure Standard, some people use Amazon. Just do a little research, see what you can source, see what you can find that's organic as possible. Just because it's labeled organic doesn't mean that it is. Doesn't mean that they didn't use some sort of pesticide or GMO fertilizer or whatever. They just have to go through a checklist to be OMRI certified or USD certified or whatever. So still take care to wash your produce and things like that very carefully if you're buying it from the grocery store or you're getting herbs sourced, or that kind of thing. It's good to put in your extended pantry just to have those things in case you can't get your hands on some medicines. Now for me, I am looking to figure out exactly what herbs would be good for somebody that has no thyroid. Now, I'm finding things for people that have Graves' disease like myself, or Hashimoto's, which I bounced to since having my thyroid removed. I go through Hashimoto's, or times of hyperthyroidism. So I would like to find the herbs to replace the Nature-Throid. I'm not on anything synthetic, but I do have to take a thyroid supplement or I go way down. And that's what happened last year, and I'm still trying to get past all that. But if I could find a true replacement that I could do myself, I would be most happy. I'm just not having any success finding it for somebody that's got no thyroid at all. So if you know of something, have suggestions. Indian medicine, Chinese medicine, doesn't matter to me. I want to find a way of getting it without having to go through a doctor to get a prescription. Even for Nature-Throid, I'm having to get prescriptions, and the pharmacies don't want to carry it. They don't want to keep it in stock. Not many people take that. They all do the synthetic thing. It's easier for them to source. So every single time I have to renew it, it is a hassle. So if you know anything for people that do not have a thyroid at all, that would replace Nature-Throid or levothyroxine or Synthroid. Now, I'm not talking about just adrenal support or thyroid support. I'm talking about actual medication that is holistic. So if you know of anything, let me know on that. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that rabbit trail. So far. I just got off on the herbs, I guess. I'm growing things like rosemary and holy basil, regular sweet basil or Genovese basil, and dill, thyme, mullein, things like that. So I would like to be able to grow and source something to replace the thyroid medicine. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this wild jungle. I came out here the other morning. It's been raining every evening, and when you come out in the morning, everything's standing at attention, and it's really pretty. And that 80s song, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses, popped in my head. It's been there ever since. Anyway, Thank y'all for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. See you on the next time.